So I tested my 1v1 start on my favorite pros. Think it worked?
Liquid Riversan.
I'll fight you off.
Nope. 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 Nope.
It even works on high ping.
Nope.
Whoa, what the hell was that?
Nope.
Ah, I hate that.
Nope.
I hate that.
What the fuck?
EpikWhale.
Nope.
Dude, this guy's start is fucking bullshit.
Okay, I just want to make it very clear that I know these guys are better than me. And that's the whole point of me testing this move on some of my favorite pros. If it works on them, it'll work on anyone you're going up against too. I know everyone learns differently, so I'm going to show you the move at full speed if you just like to watch and learn, but I'm going to break it down right after and explain how it works and why it works right after. Of course, there's counters to this move, but there's also counters to those counters. And I'll be showing some of those today too, so stay with me.
Well, how did you just pyramid me, dude? Oh my gosh, that's so good. I thought you won, so I was thinking I gotta win this one. Dude, it gets me every time too. I don't know how to counter it.
Here's how it works.
Okay, so you're going to do your 290s, and you usually end up right around here on your ramp, at the top of your ramp, or you should be if you're doing your 90s, right? So as you land here, you're going to place your cone. You're going to edit and break the cone, and notice how I can place a cone on the other side right after that. So it's going to look like this as you're walking up, and basically what this is doing is it's letting you place a cone in that socket at the earliest time that you possibly can. Okay, so that's what it looks like. And from the other side, this cone, it blocks the ramp so they can't ramp over you. While they're trying to ramp over you, that's when you break through the cone and it places the cone over you, just like that. So that's why it's so strong. So basically what this is doing is it's forcing your enemies to place a cone over their head. They have to do it. They don't have any choice but to either place a cone over their head, or they could place a wall right here. If they don't do this, they will 100% of the time get coned. 100% of the time. There's nothing they can do about it. So what this is doing is it slows them down. So if they cone themselves, it stops them from going straight forwards. They can either go left or they can go right, because you're placing a cone on your side. You're also placing a wall. So if they don't practice starts like these, it's going to slow them down quite a bit. And it guarantees you high ground every start.
How to counter the counters.
So of course, with any technique, there's always a counter. And to any counter, there's always a counter to the counter. So most people don't use this. So as long as they don't know about it, and if they're not coning themselves, then you'll be able to get them with this every single time. But if they've already seen this video, or if they've seen this trick somewhere else, and they know about it, or maybe they're just adapting, they're going to start coning themselves, and they're going to be trying to counter your cone. So one thing a lot of people like to do is a side jump. All you have to do is just go on both sides like that, or go on both sides like that. Okay. Another thing that people like to do, they'll cone themselves, they'll place a wall, and they'll edit up like that. And this is actually a really easy one to counter. One, if you have faster 90s, you can place your cone, place this wall, edit through the wall, and you should be able to get an easy shot off on them like that. Another one is, instead of just doing 290s, you're going to place a wall right here, turn and complete another 90. See that? So that technically you're doing 390s, but you stuck a ramp and a cone out there. You're going to walk on this, because by now, after 3 jumps, you're not going to be able to jump because of jump fatigue. So just run straight on this. They will be doing a 90 right here, right? Because this is where they connect. Here, I'll show you. See? This is where they connect. They cone themselves, and they're doing this thing right here, right? So they will be right here. After you do your 390s, you're going to walk up right here, and it's real easy just to cone them like that. If you're not so good at the over cones like those, practice them because they're important, but you can always just ramp over them like that, maybe catch them in a box or something. I messed up my jump, but that's going to be the most common one. Okay, so another counter that I see a lot of people do is they'll come to the side. When they come to the side, they miss the cone, and then they place a ramp over you once you break your cone, right? Because if you're here and you cone like that, now you're vulnerable to being ramped over, and they just avoided your cone. But again, just like the side jump, an easy counter to that is just place a cone on the side that they're going on. Sometimes people will just straight up throw a high wall right here, bam, like that. And then from here, they might do a 180, they might do a 90, but still, this is the same exact thing that I just showed you. It's the same thing. This technique is a little faster, to be honest, but you can still get the over cone like that. Or if you place your own wall, you can cone them through like that, maybe pump them through your wall or something like that. So now, if both people use this trick, we're getting into some pretty heavy stuff here. There's like some conception. So if both people are using the same technique, and pay attention here because this is important, whoever has the faster 90s and does this technique first will lose the battle. Let me show you why. Once he breaks the cone, he is now unprotected, because he doesn't have a cone over his head, right? So even though he was first, he has faster 90s and he completed the technique first, he is now unprotected, which allows me to break my cone and cone him instead. Does that make sense? Basically what that means is if you have faster 90s than he does, break your cone at the last second. That way, if both you guys try to cone each other, you'll just phase right through his cone, and then you can cone him instead. There's hundreds of different sorts of counters that you can do with this, and counters to counters, and counters to those counters. And at this point, you're pretty much playing mind games. You're guessing what your opponent's going to do. You're not going to run into many people where you're going to actually have to counter their counters unless they 1v1 a lot and practice their starts a lot. But when you keep doing this over and over with them, if you're practicing with your friends, just some extra things to practice. Yo guys, thanks so much for watching the video. Don't forget to use code BOOTY in the item shop for season 11 or chapter 2, whatever they're calling it. You don't have to type in my code if you're already supporting another creator. I just know a lot of people forget to type it in, so I just want to remind you, especially for season 11, because most people buy the battle pass. So if you guys want to support me in a free way, that's how you can do it. And don't forget to subscribe if you guys haven't already. I'm going to be posting a lot of tips and tricks, 1v1 maps, and a lot of other cool things on here too.